Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode of the top 20 so far fragrances that I consider worthy of repurchasing, or that I have repurchased because I've found them worthy. So I've gone through a few and now it's time to go through a few more. Okay, so here we are now at scent number 3 in this list of fragrances that I have purchased or repurchased because they were worthy. Now, we did GUCCI Pour Homme 1, and my never-ending quest led me to repurchase Dirty English by Juicy Couture. On the other hand, there was another Gucci fragrance at that particular time that Tom Ford had a hand in creating, and that was GUCCI Pour Homme 2, a bottle very similar to GUCCI Pour Homme 1. And this bottle is also from a very long time ago, and hence why it's kind of almost empty. I think there's maybe like 1 or half a mil left, maybe a few more sprays in this one, and it's done. I did like this one very much. I found it a very good summer fragrance with that violet and the tea notes. Some people find it relaxing, but I wore it very heavily during summer festivals where I would go to music festivals, and this just reminds me of summer music festivals. So it's less relaxing and actually very exciting and quite reminiscent of good times, good vibes in the sun with loud music and lots of dancing, I guess. So I did repurchase it. There's one that I repurchased, and then they discontinued it and it disappeared, and the prices on the grey market started to skyrocket. I thought, oh God, it's happened again. The same thing as GUCCI Pour Homme 1 is going to happen to GUCCI Pour Homme 2. Well, looks like I'm not going to be able to do that again. On the hunt I went to find an alternative. Word around town was that this one, and I might just get the fingerprints off there, but this one, which is called Him by Hana Mori, and this was the Eau de Parfum concentration of this fragrance, that it was very similar to the GUCCI Pour Homme 2. Now, not having fragrance boutiques near where I live in what Jerry Seinfeld once referred to as the anus of the world, Melbourne, I couldn't actually smell this before I purchased it. So I blind bought, and it's been one of the worst fragrances that I've ever had the displeasure of smelling. Probably second only to that Frederic Malle fragrance, that stupid Portrait of a Lady, which everyone seems to like, and I hate. So this I hated, and I wore it out of spite, even though it was cheap. I wore it out of spite, and even my wife didn't like it. She's a huge fan of GUCCI Pour Homme 2, and her nose is quite better than mine, and she couldn't stand this. So I used to actually apply this outside of the bedroom and just leave for work. It just wasn't the same. It had similarities, but it was just disgusting. So I was stuck without GUCCI Pour Homme 1 and GUCCI Pour Homme 2. And then all of a sudden, it came back into production. I thought, oh, fantastic. Let me buy another bottle. But then I started buying all the different kinds of fragrances instead, and I got carried away with discovering new scents. So much so that when I heard again that it had been discontinued, and probably this time for real, that I did not want to make the same mistake as I had made. So I purchased it again. Hold on a second. And I found them that they were still available. They were still available online as testers. That's why they don't have the lid. So I found one here, and I used that one. That one's empty. This one's probably got like a mil left in it as well. This one's also a tester. This one was the full bottle presentation. This one's also finished, and I could not find it at online discounters anymore, which meant that supplies had run out. But in my local shopping center or mall, there popped up a fragrance kiosk out of nowhere. And as we were walking by, they had GUCCI Pour Homme too. Old stock, cheap stock. Can I have everything you have, please? Sure thing, they said. So I figured I'm not going to make the same mistake as I did with GUCCI Pour Homme 1, and I will buy up a backup bottle. I mean, not a backup bottle, an unopened bottle for when I want to open it, and a backup bottle for when I want to have a backup, and probably another backup bottle for when I want to back that up, and another backup bottle for when I want to back that up, and another backup bottle for when I want to back that up, and no, I'm kidding. No, I'm not kidding. Another backup bottle for when I want to back that up. Yeah, I think we have a problem. And next on the list is fragrance number 4. Number 4. And I didn't really get into this until quite recently, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. It was all the hype, but I was not on that train until very recently. And here it is. It is Dior Homme. Just the very normal Dior Homme. Oh, I lie. It is about 7 or 8 years ago, because this bottle is from 2013. And here it is. Once I smelled it, I absolutely loved it. It is so calming and it provokes thought. I like wearing this just for me. I don't want to impress anybody. I really don't care about compliments. I don't get complimented for my smell. And I don't think I want to either. I do sometimes. But this is really all about you or whoever is wearing it, really. And for me, when I'm wearing it, it's just for me. I know it's not very greatly projecting, and I know that it's not a beast mode performer, but it's such a nice fragrance. And so I didn't want to wait because the deal was too good to be true. And so when I did purchase that one, I went back very shortly and made sure that I had a backup. Just smacked myself in the head. A backup of this one. And then when I got really interested in Dior Homme, I thought I would hunt out the original formulation of it. And by original, I mean the one where you get the silver stem in the bottle instead of the black stem. And I did find it. I found it, but it was in a small 10 milliliter pack or bottle, which kind of looks like this. Oh, here we go. I think there's fingerprints on that, but there you are. It looks like that. I've decanted this into, got some on my mustache. That's gonna be pleasant. Yeah. So I've decanted some of this into a spray bottle to make it usable, but this is definitely worthy of a second purchase or a third purchase even. There's really very, 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 very little difference between these two. In terms of longevity, I get better performance out of this one, the black stem, over the silver stem. And this was brand new when I opened it, so maybe it needs a bit of time. It is from 2006. This is from 2013. This one is a 2014. batch. And I don't think that fragrance is going to go anywhere. I believe it's still available, even though Dior Homme 2020 is still available. And I have a few tester, not bottles, but like little vials of that as well. And I've tried it. It's quite pleasant, but it's nowhere near what these are. And these are very special. And you should be looking at purchasing them. If you haven't, at least smell them. It's not a blind buy by any means. It's not for every person, but for those who like that ethereal scent cloud that it surrounds you in, it's just perfect. That's it for this one. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.